me. He'll drain that old swamp, just like he said.
AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark with you on a Monday morning. It's 4:31. Yes, nice weather today. Let me see. I'll double check it real quick. It was kind of chilly yesterday morning, but it warmed up a lot. Looks like same for today. It's 52 right now. Going to be 86 is your high. Clear skies. Still warm. It's going to cool off a little bit starting Wednesday, about 10 degrees. High 77, which is kind of expected. Yeah, we've been 10 to 15 degrees warmer, while the East Coast has been 10 to 15 degrees colder. Good for them. Glad they did that for us. I'm happy about it. Phone lines are open, 928-344-5258. The Super Bowl came, and yeah, I did watch it. It's unusual. I don't watch the Super Bowl much. I mean, football used to be my favorite sport by large margins. I would watch all year, all season, the whole season. Not since Kaepernick, though, have I really done that. Now it's very rare. But Helen and I sat down and watched Super Bowl, and it was not the best game to watch it, but it was interesting. It was a lot of defense, man, very good, and that Seahawks defense just, I guess they were the best in the NFL last year. It showed. It did. It showed. It really did good. But the Patriots deserved to be there. There's no question. That's amazing. The story behind that. And I haven't followed football. My apologies. I haven't followed it. But I didn't realize that the Patriots had a terrible record last year. So they let a lot of players just go. And they had 30 new players on the team. That's a lot. I think the roster is like 56 or something. So 30 new players, half the players all brand new. Free agents, obviously. You can't draft that many. But they went to the Super Bowl after that. That's just phenomenal. In fact, that's the first time ever that's happened. But the big story about the Super Bowl wasn't the Super Bowl, wasn't the game. It was the halftime show. I don't know if that's ever happened. I mean, the halftime show is a big deal. It is a big deal. Super Bowl does a lot to outdo themselves on the halftime show, in the past. And I think that Rolling Stones, I know Prince was a really big one, Michael Jackson, and many, many stars, and many absolute phenomenal halftime shows. Some better than others, but always a big spectacle, big show. This year I did not see it. I didn't. I knew Bad Bunny was going to be on it, controversial character. Hates America. That was enough for me right there. Yeah, I didn't want to watch it. Just him not liking America. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm glad I didn't. And some things I've read about it since, the show was all in Spanish. I mean, all the singing anyway. The singing was all in Spanish, which I wouldn't have understood it. I don't know it. I'm not bilingual. And I didn't learn the language. So I imagine a lot of people that decided to watch it maybe turned it off. I don't know. And I've read a lot of articles, and in fact, the first ones I saw were just praising it as the best best halftime ever. Right? But I think they wrote those before the show started. There's going to be, it's political motivated, people are going to, on the left, support it because Donald Trump didn't. Donald Trump didn't go to the game, said, I'm not going to the game. And he was the first president ever to go to a Super Bowl, I think, last year. So he didn't go. And he supported the alternative, which was Turning Point USA, Patriotic Super Bowl, which I did see, and we'll talk about that. But Trump obviously, I think he saw it because he talks about it. Let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, Russ. How you doing?
We're doing well, Ted.
See, you made it through another weekend.
I did. Well, with no scars, I'm good. No bruising.
You didn't watch Bad Bunny?
I did not. Did you?
No, I watched Ice skating.
We saw some of that. Well, not. Yeah, we did see some ice skating this weekend as well as some downhill. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, the Olympics are on. It didn't get. Did it get as much promotion as normal, or did I just miss it? I didn't. I don't remember a lot of promotion, and maybe because I don't watch regular TV. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
No, like I say, I turned on ice skating.
Ice, yeah. Well, ice are my heroes. Hey, did you know there was a commercial for ice, a positive commercial for ice, a public relations thing during the Super Bowl, which I thought
Did not see it.
I thought that was kind of nice. I didn't see it live. I didn't catch it. I might have been up, getting another glass of water or something, and I must have missed it. But yeah, a nice commercial. I thought it was nice. They need some PR out there. People, it's just so sad to see all the young people on the streets and stuff have no concept of what's really going on. None.
I think I was making ice in my refrigerator I cleaned out the boxes and all.
Yeah, you sound like an ice fan.
I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Wow. I don't know what happened. Maybe he'll call me later and tell me. But anyway, the Bad Bunny was not liked by Trump, and he wrote, "The Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching from throughout the USA and all over the world. The show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market and 401ks in history. There is nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch. It will get great reviews from the fake news media." And he's right. I started reading the views, man. They were praising it like he was the god of halftime shows. Because they haven't got a clue what's going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule, "Make America Great Again." Other influencers out there, Harmit Dillon, I don't know if he's an influence, but he's U.S. Department of Justice. He's the one that put out there that it was almost entirely in Spanish. Some fans praised the show. NFL star J.J. Watts praised it. He said the only thing more powerful than, and that's the show ended with a sign that said, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love." I don't know where that fit in, but okay. The Super Bowl halftime show was sung entirely in Spanish. However, Lady Gaga showed up to sing the Bruno Mars song "Die with a Smile." I heard she sang it in Spanish also, but this article seems to indicate she wasn't. I don't know because I didn't see it personally. Bad Bunny wore a mock football jersey that was Casio 64, Casio being his last name, 64. They guessed that possibly it was a death toll from Hurricane Maria, which I guess the government first claimed there were 64 deaths, and it ended up being revised over 3,000, or nearly 3,000. Now, I've read a lot of articles about the optional show, the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show, headlined by Kid Rock. Now, many pro football Hall of Famers supported it. They didn't like the Bad Bunny thing. Carolyn Levitt said, "I think the president would much prefer Kid Rock's performance over Bad Bunny. I must say that." Now, Roger Goodell defended Bad Bunny. He says, "Having Bad Bunny as performer earlier this week. Listen, Bad Bunny is, and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the greatest artists in the world, and that's the one reason we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on and the platform it used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with his creativity, with their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance." Now, I don't know that he brought people together. It seems like extremism on the left writing huge praise, over the top praise, and the right not liking it at all, and saying that. So I don't know how he saw that as a and the best entertainer in the world, the best one of the great artists of the world. And that's the reason we chose him. Like there was nobody else. I don't know in the long run where it's all going to wash out. But there seems to be a lot of differences in who's writing the story. I mean, it matters who's writing the story on whether they liked it or hated it. If you saw the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny, let me know how you like it. Give me a call, 928-344-5258. I did watch the All-American Super Bowl halftime show. Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bruce, Gabby Barrett were the singers. And they had millions tuning in. Now, I listened to Turning Point this morning or last night. Must have been this morning, talking about 25 million. They said there was like 6 million on their live portion, on YouTube. Now, and this article says 5 million. I think it was over 5 on the live, just for YouTube. But they're adding up other stations and other things that they were on. I don't know what else they were on. I know they were supposed to be on X, but that got canceled because of copyright infringements or something, copyright problems. I don't know, but Turning Point saying 5 million now. Many people said if it was over 2 to 3 million, that would be very bad news for the NFL. So guess what? Bad news, but I don't know what repercussions that is. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Well, I watched the Super Bowl.
Yes, you did. I knew you would.
Yeah. I did not watch Bad Bunny or Piggy Bunny or Bugs Bunny or Apple Bunny or Woman Bunny.
You're not the bunny guy. Okay.
I'm not the bunny guy. But I heard a rumor yesterday that, what's the commissioner's name?
Goodall.
Roger. He's talking about the helmets on the football players got to have a LBGTQ sticker on.
First I heard. I didn't know.
Yeah. If that's true, my NFL days are over.
And you like football.
I love my football, but you're not going to indoctrinate kids and the American people by forcing us to put a damn sticker of the alphabet. Perverts, I should say that. I apologize, Lord. But the community, the queer community, even the skier, our Olympic skier, talked about the queer community and how she doesn't like Trump because of his feelings on the LGBT and queer community.
All right. Now, I just looked it up real quick, and it said that the NFL attempted to implement such decals have faced controversy and refusal from some players and owners. Doesn't say whether it did or didn't, but apparently it's on high school helmets during specific pride-themed games. Yeah, which the NFL's had pride-themed games.
Yeah, what's that all about? What? Hey, I got a great idea there, Mr. Russell.
What's that, man?
How about some straight game plays?
Yeah, we need a sticker.
Yeah, for straight. Yeah, I'm straight. Tell me, Satan is not all about the United States now.
Yeah, I just. Everything's been so politicized. Just play football, guys. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah.
You go on the political shows after the game or something, but you don't have to drag it through the turf there.
No, exactly. And like I said, if they're going to push it, my NFL days are over, and I believe there'll be millions and millions of people doing the same thing. Just like they set out the NFL when they were kneeling for the national anthem. Look what happened to them. They lost a lot of revenue.
Well, apparently a lot of it was pushed to be on the helmets, and a lot of I'm just looking just through some of the notes. A lot of the players have refused it. Jerry Jones refused it. Dallas Cowboy quarterback refused it. So good for them.
I think 3 or 4 of the San Francisco 49ers also refused it.
It's about time they stand up, for what they believe in versus going along with, the evilness that's out there.
Right. And I praise those players that say, first I want to give all my thanks to the Lord Jesus Christ, our God.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that. But I tell you what, that was a defensive game.
Man, wasn't it?
The best defensive. Seattle came to win. There was no doubt about it. They came to win.
Yeah.
And there's some records set. I think there was 18 sacks last night. First time that's ever happened.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I mean, they sacked that poor Patriots quarterback in the first half, particularly. He was just looking lost at times. He didn't know what to do. Didn't know if to move left, move right. He just stood there sometimes and got tackled.
Oh, yeah. I felt that he was a deer in headlights.
I don't think he's ever had rushes like that, man. That defense was strong, but so was the Patriots defense. Look, they held them to no touchdowns the first half.
Yep, it was. But I believe it was 17. It's a new record, 17 or 18.
Uh-huh.
It was 17. Then it was 18 sacks. Yeah, 18 sacks, Carlos said. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, amazing game, but not really exciting when you don't have scoring. The scoring's more exciting than the heavy defense, but I appreciated it nonetheless.
Yeah, she's telling me there was 8 sacks. I thought there was more than 8 sacks. But whatever it was, it's a record. Whatever it was, and my man Cooper Kupp, who was a wide receiver for the Rams, and the Rams got rid of him, and Seattle picked him up. Now he has 2 Super Bowl rings. One from the Rams and one from Seattle.
Oh, man, just getting picked up. That's great.
Uh-huh. And then the quarterback for Minnesota, he's up there in the podium saying, yeah, I got cut, but here I am with a Super Bowl ring. He got cut by 4 teams. Yeah. I believe he got cut by 4 teams, and he wound up with Seattle Seahawks. So there he is. With a great team. The commercials were so-so for me. They had maybe 2 good commercials. But
I didn't watch them all, but I thought some of them were pretty good. And the commercials are usually a highlight, I mean, they usually make a special commercial for the Super Bowl. I used to love the Bud Light ones,
yes, way back then.
They didn't try to do those, but they did the Michelob one. I didn't realize they had a Michelob Zero with 0 alcohol. I didn't know that.
Well, they did have a Budweiser that had a little birdie in that the quote got on his back somehow, and as a quote, the little quote grew up, and so did the bird, and at the end, it was the eagle in the back of the Budweiser.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good commercial. I like that.
That one was good. As far as the Kid Rock thing, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was nothing to me. It was nothing spectacular. I couldn't understand part of the vocals.
I don't think they had a lot of great equipment or setup and stuff. It looked like it was pretty rushed together. Kind of a small venue, but all that. But I certainly liked it a lot better than Bad Bunny. I would have. I mean, I don't think I would.
Exactly.
I think I'd have been frustrated with that.
Yeah, but maybe anyway, we did watch the Kid Rock thing. It was like I said, it was okay. The audio was lacking, but it was better than watching.
Yeah, Kid Rock did not sound in tune or something. He didn't sound like he was doing very well.
No, I was wondering if they were lip singing myself.
I think there was at some point. Kid Rock was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Joe Rogan was talking while Kid Rock was singing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear that, so I must have been watching it on a different. There were more than one channel out there putting it out.
Yeah.
So
it was
the one channel, their official channel, which I saw, was 5 million, a little over 5 million. But when they started totaling them all up together, because there was other things showing it. They said 25 million is what they came up with.
I love
that's a big chunk.
That's a big chunk. It is. And I see all those people at the stadium. Lord have mercy, they're all the way to the top. So But, people don't realize Santa Clara is surrounded by San Jose, Sunnyvale. Santa Clara itself is a small town.
Right.
Yeah. I lived in the Bay Area for a while.
But that's where San Francisco plays, because they wouldn't build them a studio.
Right.
A sports stadium in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Right.
So they said, well, then we'll move. And they did.
Yeah. They played at Candlestick Park forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they outgrew it. And so they moved.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it was old. And small. The venue.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ, I've got some stuff to do.
See you,
I'll
man.
catch you on.
Be good. Take care. Bye-bye. That was Mr. Gilbert. As far as the turning point, we see some people wrote in. Jake Paul, prior to the halftime show, he slammed Bunny. Paul, who lives in Puerto Rico, denounced Puerto Rican singer halftime show and told the fans they have power to use their voices, purposely turning off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations they can't do whatever they want without consequences. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. Call Bad Bunny a fake American citizen. Actually, he was born in Puerto Rico, which is United States territory. Performing who publicly hates America. He does. He says that publicly. I cannot support that. One person wrote on X, Turning Point USA, halftime show was much better. Thank you to all the artists who supported this great event. Another X contributor, awesome. And said they're killing it. Really good, patriotic, very moving. I wasn't sure if I'd like it, but I'm glad I tuned in. All the musicians were amazing. I heard the Bad Bunny show was garbage, not surprising. However, some were critical of Turning Point show, questioning Kid Rock's vocal skills. One person wrote, anyone who thinks Kid Rock can still sing are just deaf. Both were cringe, but to say that Turning Point USA halftime show was better is just nonsense. Someone on X slammed the Turning Point USA and said, the NFL halftime show will forever be better than the trashiest Turning Point halftime show. So I don't know that this Bad Bunny created the togetherness that Goodall said it would, that bringing people together like Goodall said it would. I don't think he did. I think he did just the opposite. And I know that was written about tons before the event. Right after it was decided it was Bad Bunny, and all the news came out about all this hate or rhetoric about America. How could that be bringing people together on one of the biggest American pastimes that we have? Okay, some are going to say it's baseball, but I'm more of a football fan. But it's very American. Football's very American. Baseball's very American. And you bring in a guy that's going to speak Spanish, sing only in Spanish, and hates America, doesn't come on American soil, very verbal of hating Trump. And you think that he is a guy to bring it together. Goodall is smoking crack. That's just a guess. I don't know that for a fact. But I can't imagine why else he would think that was something to bring it together. I don't know what he's trying to pull. I don't know. I'm surprised he's still there. Myself. I don't think he's good for the public relations of football. I think he's hurt attendance in football. The whole Kaepernick thing hurt it. And they keep him. They keep him around. I have no idea. I'm going to take a break and be right back. AM 560.
Beautiful day today with 86. The high this afternoon with sunshine. A few clouds and 53 tonight. Increasing clouds on Tuesday with a high of 80. 57 Tuesday night. Cloudy and cooler on Wednesday with a high of 75.
Hey, y'all, mark your calendar and get ready to experience the flavors and fun of New Orleans right here in Yuma. Alexander Toyota, Burgers and Beer, Carnes Law, and Fort Yuma Rotary presents Yuma's favorite, Mardi Gras on Main, Friday, February 13th from 5 to 11 p.m. with Eric Sage's Ultimate Rock Show and lots of vendors. So grab y'all's beads and head out to Main Street. It's Mardi Gras time. All proceeds raised help Fort Yuma Rotary's community projects.
Also brought to you in part by Allo Fiber, Accurate Automotive Attention, Meisenheimer Evasion and Tenant, and Dahl Robbins and Associates.
To be a part of Russ's show, call 928-344-5258. That's 928-344-5258.
This is as real as it gets. Get up, get kids up, feed the dog, feed the kids, out the door, work, pick up kids, dinner, bath, bed, repeat. You strive all day to make life better for them. So why not make life better for you? Get strive-free checking at Avenir Financial. No frills, no fuss, no monthly fee. Open a strive-free checking today at avenirfinancial.org. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, and I have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Russ.
Hey, Dave. How are you, sir?
Veteran Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
just wanted to call in. And no, I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I went to 6 p.m. Mass and enjoyed a meal at Jack in the Box. And I'm a Cardinal fan, so I'm sick to see the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And
They're not the same Patriots they were under Brady, but they were pretty good, but not that good.
Yeah, they won enough. At least Seattle is their second time. And and I wasn't going to watch Bugs Bunny. He refused to have any concerts in our beautiful United States of America.
Yeah.
And now he's in the Super Bowl, so
that doesn't make sense, right? He's stated openly that he won't perform in America because he hates us.
Yeah,
and then Goodall
sure
invites him
money.
and he comes.
Yeah. But he loves our money, doesn't he?
Probably.
Yeah. So, I just can't. And I speak fluent Spanish and everything. Don't know what happened to our traditional halftime shows with the good old American bands and to go to a game nowadays is so expensive, Russ. It's so expensive, take a family to a football game.
I can't imagine. I don't even know what it costs more. I've been to a lot of games when I was corporate, but I got corporate tickets a lot. But it was just, it's just gone outrageous now. It's I never made it to a Super Bowl. I did playoff games. I've been to playoff games, but never made it to a Super Bowl. And it looks like I never will. Not at these prices.
No, I'm not going to spend my money on that. And since the Kaepernick incident, football is just not for me. I go to a wonderful AWC and watch games right here in our college, and they have great games. They have doubleheaders, baseball games. They don't have a football team, but
not anymore. They've got a basketball team though.
Yes, they have. And
I've been to a few of those. Yeah.
Yes, they have an excellent soccer team. So, but reason I called, Russ, I wanted to talk to you real quick, just to change up a little bit. I sent you some information when I worked undercover on a kidnapping case.
Right, I read through that. I read through
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were involved. I mean, I knew you have a police background and are pretty active, but kidnapping has got to be a tough thing to do.
It was really tough. I sent you my combination letter, and I sent you the news brief back in 2000 when I was pulled out of patrol to work an undercover case. The FBI helped out with this kidnapping case that I sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they pulled me out of patrol because I was fluently bilingual and spoke Spanish, read and write it. And I had to pose as one of the family members, dropping off the ransom, $60,000 ransom.
Dave, that has got to be one of the more dangerous things you've ever done.
Very dangerous, very dangerous. I won't go into too many details except that I had to pose, and the FBI, believe it or not, did not have a Spanish-speaking agent available because they got involved.
Wow.
And I sent you all the information. Happened in Los Angeles and ended up in Fontana, and I had to deliver the ransom money, and had to, it was very. Let's just say it was one of the most dangerous things I've done, and I know working the kidnapping case, it lasts, a little bit over a week. This Nancy Guthrie case doesn't make any sense, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
2 ransom notes were apparently sent. There is a $50,000 reward, but at this time they have no suspects. You can't pay a ransom without proof of life. This case does not make sense. Whoever's doing this does not make any sense in the kidnapping. The back door was wide open. The front door had blood on the porch area. A family member is a possible suspect in the case. The cameras in the house weren't working. And then they waited 72 hours to send a ransom note. That's a long time. Our case, it was phone calls from payphones back in 2000 because we didn't have the cell phone technology real good. So the suspect called from payphones. And they haven't provided proof of life in this case. And with AI and all the technology these days, that could be very misleading with the ransom, and it just doesn't, it's just been going too long. It's been too long. We're talking about 2 weeks. It doesn't make any sense. And there's only two reasons. There's only 2 reasons you do a kidnapping. That's for money or revenge. In the case I worked that I sent you, it was both. Both. It was for money and revenge. The case that I worked as undercover, delivering the ransom. In my case, it was a gang, Mexican gang from Mexico, the Chilangos from Mexico City, because they're experts on kidnapping people in Mexico City.
Wow. And
they came here to our area thinking that they can get away with it, and it ended up being the suspect, when I interviewed him, the main guy, and I sent you the pictures. Did you get the pictures of the suspect?
Yeah, they did not look friendly.
No, they were not friendly. They were bad hombres, and even a female there. I had to interrogate the female to get the information after we arrested him, and recovered all the money. And we recovered the victim. She was bound and gagged just like something out of movies out in Victorville, California, in a deserted type house.
Were you in on that recovery also?
Yes, I was on, because we had to put her in the car after we interrogated her. She told me in Spanish that she didn't know the address, but she knew how to get there. So me and Detective Pitts, who happens to be my neighbor now, that's a whole different story. We worked this case together, and he got in the car, and we blazed on over 100 miles an hour to the location of Victorville. And she pointed it out. Sure enough, we found her bound and gagged on a dirty mattress in her own waist. But we recovered her, thank God.
Yeah.
But when I talked to the suspect, he told me when I was interviewing, he goes, "There's a reason I did this." And I was like, "Okay, well, tell me what happened." He goes, "Well, the victim, the lady, the 67-year-old lady that was kidnapped, she had been a coyote, and his brother died trying to cross the border, and they paid for him to get across the border, and he passed away. He died. So he was mad, and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and not only kidnap you, but I know you have money because you own a small restaurant there in Los Angeles." And sure enough, that's what the kidnapping was for.
Wow.
But again, with this case, this lady, Nancy, she's 84 years old. She has medical problems and a pacemaker. This might not end well. There's something wrong.
They say she has medication she has to take or will perish. She can't live without a medication, and she can only go a couple days without it. So I don't know if they were able to supply that, but it becomes doubtful. I also understand that the kidnappers sent the ransom notes to the press. That's never done, is it?
No. That's, like I said, with the AI technology, yes, they can investigate backwards and find out where the emails, originated. Back in 2000, we didn't have crypto. We didn't have any of that technology. Our suspect, the Chilango Mexican leader of that gang that we arrested, all 4 of them, by the way, he got life in prison. I testified. He got life in prison.
That's good.
The girl, she got 25 years. But the bottom line is, there's always a reason for something.
She's out now. She's probably looking for you.
She's probably, yeah. That's why do you think I don't put where I live on my Facebook page? Yeah, I put a lot of people away.
Yeah.
And in my career, but this was the highlight. That's why I sent you the letters of the
Yes.
complex investigation. But funny story that I got, Russ, if I can end with
Sure.
this. I'll never forget. We had to go to Bank of America. The daughter, she said, my mom has a safety deposit box at the bank there on Vermont, Olympic in Vermont, in Los Angeles. So here I am. I have to go with her, pose as her boyfriend, and the suspects are following us to make sure we retrieve the money.
Right.
So we go to the bank, and we go into the safety deposit room. She has the key. We go in, and she pulls out this long drawer. And Russ, there was over $250,000 in that drawer alone.
A lot of money in 1999.
Clicked, and I said, "Why does this lady have this much money?" And they don't. In safety deposit box, you put whatever you want in there.
Yeah.
So I says, "Okay, well, let's. We have to remove $60,000, and let me go ask the bank if they have a bag." So I go out there, and the teller looks at me. He goes, "We don't provide bags."
How about a garbage bag, man?
I had to get the wastebasket plastic clear container bag.
That's right where I would have gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got that.
Yeah.
And I had to put $60,000 in a clear bag and walk out of that bank.
Wow.
Luckily, I tucked it under, and that was the money we used for the ransom. Now, our investigation was very complex. I won't reveal how we found the suspects, but they were on their way. We finally stopped them when I dropped off the money at 2nd Avenue on Norco off the 15 freeway, where they specifically, just like a movie, they said, "Hey, you're going to see a black cat when you exit this off ramp on a chain link fence. When you see this black cat, you need to exit your car and throw the briefcase over the fence." When I did that, they were pointing guns at me through the bushes because I kind of saw them. I says, "Oh, dear Lord."
Oh, man.
And in the back seat, there was a SWAT guy, Obi Rodriguez. He's a SWAT member for our police department. He was in the back seat. He goes, "Well, Dave, if something goes sideways, I'm busting out." And, he had an MP5 and tactical gear. But I'll tell you, the pucker factor was high.
Yeah.
And, when we followed them after they picked up the money, our helicopter, our airship, followed them all the way, and they were going towards the Mexican border with the money. Traffic stop was initiated. Suspects were detained, and money was recovered.
And nobody got hurt.
Well, she did. When we went back to the station to interrogate the female, because we separated everybody, she copped to being of course, accessory to this, and she's the one that helped kidnap the lady, because they kidnapped her right outside of her house there in Los Angeles on Budlong Avenue. And she told us that he was the main leader, the first guy on the left, the picture that I showed you.
Right.
And then she said, "I can't give you the address, but I know how to get there." And that's when we sped up there to Victorville from Norco. And we recovered her, and she was bound and gagged in her own waist. And she had a fever. And unfortunately, she had been assaulted by one of the suspects. And but anyway, she was recovered. And when I told the FBI, I says, "Hey, there's more to the story. This guy's saying there's a revenge. Yeah, we'll take care of it." And that was about it. But anyway, that's something that I just wanted to share with you.
Yeah. So you're watching this Nancy Guthrie case pretty closely, then, just out of curiosity.
Just what we read in the paper, and then the TV. They really it's a very, very complex case. We don't know what the situation is. Again, like I said, money or revenge. So anyway, I'll let someone else call in. Thank you, Russ. Hopefully, I could visit your station one day.
Dave, thank you so much, sir. Take care, man.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Of course, that was David O'Burra, veteran Dave, that had some experience most of us never have, some scary experiences. And thank God for people like him that go out and save us every day. And of course, if he's wearing an ICE uniform now, he would have been trashed by the liberals. That's just the way that goes right now. It's been insane with the ICE. And the more I hear stories of like David's, that we know what these guys really do every day. They put their lives on the line. They put themselves out there, including ICE. The ICE goes into dangerous situations every day. That's their job, is to go after criminals. They know they're going after criminals. And it reminds me of Vietnam, or Vietnam veterans coming back and getting disrespected and spat on and stuff. I feel the same thing's happening to ICE right now. A lack of appreciation, a lack of understanding what's really happening out there. And the harrowing things that these ICE officers have to do is, and what Dave did working for them. Yeah, it was a bad time to be the only one to speak Spanish unless you want to do that kind of work. And obviously, he probably did not hesitate. I would think he went right into it. I've been reading more about this 84-year-old lady and the things that are going on, and more people coming forward that are experts, former FBI directors and former private investigators, like, people with experience like Dave, that are saying it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. FBI is offering a $50,000 reward right now for information on the disappearance, and they're vetting all the ransom notes, which the ransom note started off at a 1 million ransom note. Now it's 6 million, and they want Bitcoin, which is really stupid. Bitcoin can be traced. Yeah, when you use it, they can track it. So who knows what they're doing? Former FBI Director Chris Swecker, he questioned whether Nancy Guthrie's disappearance is truly a kidnapping. Yeah, he went on air and talked about it. He says, I'm very skeptical of this. Is this really a kidnapping? Does anyone really have her? And is she really alive? Lack of verified proof of life. And that's what Dave was talking about. Proof of life, I guess, is a normal situation. Don't have it. If this was a kidnapping, it would be a very simple matter to authenticate and provide proof of life. That such proof of life has not been credibly authenticated at this point. And the Bitcoin ransom, remember now, it's 1 million not too long ago. All of a sudden, it's 6 million. I really think there's a third party here, and that's playing with them. Opportunistic, who think they can exploit the situation. He emphasized that the investigators must allow for other possibilities. I'm sure they are. You have to allow for the possibility that this was something more or something other than a kidnapping, acknowledging the family's understandable hope as this investigation continues. A California-based investigator, I think it's a private investigator, he's worked hundreds of kidnap cases over the past 4 decades. And the two distinct parts of every kidnapping are taking the hostage and getting paid. That's the distinct parts. They're smart and they're stupid. They knew the Guthrie family. They know who they are. They know where they live. They knew enough about them to put this thing off. But the exchange of money is typical when the kidnappers are caught. The abductors are demanding $6 million by 5 p.m. The exchange of money begins with proof of life. In a modern high-tech world, that includes AI. Kidnappers can no longer only provide a simple photo of a victim holding a newspaper from today. They got to ask a question, like, where did you meet your husband? What did Savannah give you for Christmas this year? Stuff like that. What was your first car? Things only she would know. Clark also said the kidnappers' previous move to send ransom notes to the press was a rookie move. Not 1 in 40 years have I seen anybody do a kidnapping, send a ransom note, and then not contact the family. The people have no communication with them. That tells me that something went wrong. Demand for Bitcoin, stupid. FBI is capable of tracing a Bitcoin wallet if a payment is made. And kidnappers, he suggested that they don't have a viable plan for proof of life or for collecting the money, or that investigators may be interfering with the kidnappers' efforts to buy additional time. He said the best option for these kidnappers, return her alive to avoid murder charges. Leave her with water, leave her with some food, make damn sure she doesn't die, because if she dies, it's murder. All good points. Another hostage negotiator, Dan O'Shea, said on news just yesterday that the abduction doesn't mean the end of the story. He thinks it could be the next chapter. They don't even have a person of interest at this point. Makes it even harder. So this evil right now is a ghost in the wind. And, we're all waiting with bated breath. How's it going to turn out? With the deadline tomorrow approaching, and it is tomorrow, like 5 o'clock tomorrow. Or today, 5 o'clock today. It's not the first deadline. It's the second. We have to see next how they're going to step up their game. But I would say this. We had proof of life and ransom demands and windows of multiple occasions by very hard groups, literally ISIS-type groups, but we got past those deadlines. So just the fact that there's a deadline tomorrow at 5 o'clock, that doesn't mean the end of the story. I just think it would be the next chapter, frankly. So right now, they've only got till 5 o'clock today. Second deadline, though. The first one was 5 o'clock on Thursday, February 5th. And the news outlets they sent it to was TMZ and local Arizona stations, and obviously this is an Arizona kidnapping. And a retired New York Police Department sergeant says the case involving Nancy Guthrie does not resemble a typical ransom kidnapping. Same thing Dave's telling us. Doesn't look right. This one might rewrite textbook because there's so many different oddities that are going on. Joe Giacalone is the sergeant, the New York Police Sergeant. He said, why kidnap an elderly woman with medical needs? Why would you choose an 84-year-old woman in the physical condition she's in? She's on medication. There's so many things that could go wrong. The risk far outweighs the benefits. And there was a level of media attention surrounding the case, noting that some ransom kidnappings typically rely on anonymity, especially a news reporter at NBC where he's going to be a major news and then send the thing to TMZ on top of it. The exposure's overkill. And he thinks that there's a lot of tract of public lands all around where the house is, and that anyone could park an RV, a van, potentially with a hostage in plain sight. I would think you'd want more remote locations where you don't have neighbors accidentally stumbling upon what you're doing. I would think they'd have all kinds of people out looking in those woods and all the public lands around there. And when he was being interviewed on the news, the interviewer asked about, where he noted that the RV or van life communities tend to keep to themselves and do not ask many questions. A dynamic that can allow people to blend in without drawing attention. I don't know how you do that. And he ends up saying, this doesn't track with how these crimes usually work. And it was good to hear from Dave to actually comment before already that and was basically saying all the same thing with his experience doing the same thing. We'll be back. AM 560. KBLU.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark with you, and I have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Morning, Russ. I just want to invite everybody out to a 5th annual Corvette show that we're going to have over at the corner of where the old Sears is at.
Corner of Old Sears, where? You mean the old mall?
The old mall, yes, sir.
All right. There's a Corvette show.
It's a Corvette. This is my second time I'm calling you in. Last year I called you in.
I remember.
And you did a good job. A lot of people showed up. It's free to the public. And it's free entry. We're trying to round up as many Corvettes as we can out there. So just get the word out, see how many we can get out there. Last year we had 65. We used to meet at the Coffee Bean, and we had about 35 for about three years in a row. Moved up to the Sears parking lot, had 65 last year, and hopefully this year, the 5th year, we can get 100 of them.
Well, what time is this thing going to start?
Going to be February the 28th. That's the last Saturday of the month.
Okay.
And it'll start at 8 in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
And any year Corvette. I mean, even if I had an old one.
Anything from 1953 to 2026. Come on down. And the guys with the guys with the Corvettes, it's a free entry, you know, and we'll have a burrito trailer there and some other stuff that people can walk around and buy and while they're checking the vets out. So yeah, last year we had all the vets. We had C1s all the way to C8s, and there's a lot of C8s in town. That's why hope you give this shout out. That way, I dropped off a flyer there the other day at the radio station. So I don't know if it got around to you.
I didn't see it, but I'm going to grab it now because I'm a big fan of the Corvettes. Never owned one.
You said that. You said that last year. Yeah.
Still have never owned one. So if you know anyone giving one away, you let me know.
Well, they were raffling 2 years ago. I think it was. They raffled off probably 87 Corvette black one. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of do it the week before the Midnight Oasis. That way, kind of primes up the city to see some cars.
Oh, and it's a car town. You'll have some of the Midnight Oasis guys already here by then, probably.
Oh, yeah. Right. So appreciate your help on that.
Thanks,
that way we can get the word out.
No problem, man. That's a good location. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the Corvettes are coming to town. That's nice. Howard's in the studio.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir. I know we're gonna.
Yeah,
it's coming up on the end.
We
of the
got all kinds of stuff.
You always have stuff. Well, this is the first time I've ever read a flyer from you that said pickleball on the front.
Right. That's right.
You're not a pickleball.
This doesn't have anything to do with the Freedom Library. This has everything to do with the Optimist Club and Special Olympics and.
I like Special Olympics.
Cocoa Bar RV and Resort. So, our Optimist Club in conjunction with Special Olympics and Cocoa Bar RV Resorts holding its annual pickleball fundraiser.
Have you played pickleball?
Never.
I never have either.
I don't have the eye-hand coordination for it.
Yeah.
I just you do have to have that.
It's big at the RV parks. It's exploded over the last decade. And now even the city has pickleball courts.
Yeah, and we're getting an indoor court here where the old Sears building
is. That what that big construction is?
That's what that is.
That's pickleball.
That's indoor pickleball.
They're putting a lot
among other things, I think. I don't know, but I do know it's got to do with pickleball.
They're putting a lot of money into that.
They are.
They ripped that roof off and then stuck that steel up 2 stories.
Well, they have to raise the roof for the...
I thought it was
because people like me would hit it about 14.
Buddy, that roof's high enough. You're not going to hit it.
No, I would.
I'm gonna.
That's why I don't have the eye-hand coordination.
I'm going to take a break. We'll be back with Howard after the top of the hour news. AM 560 KBLU.
There's a man in D.C. He stands 6'3". He's fighting for you.
This is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
Or drainage pipe behind Nancy Guthrie's home here. Also on Saturday, Fox Digital captured investigators at the home of Savannah's sister Annie, apparently taking pictures on the property at night. Law enforcement in unmarked cars spent about 2.5 hours at the sister's house Saturday night, which is about 4 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home.
It's Fox's Matt Finn. A vote in the House expected sometime this week on the SAVE Act, backing voter ID to ensure only U.S. citizens can cast ballots in U.S. elections. New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney on Sunday Morning Futures.
Unfortunately, Chuck Schumer is holding this hostage in this funding bill that's coming up. Let's hope we can get this passed and have common sense. The only reason not to vote for this bill is that you want to cheat in our elections, to let non-citizens vote and to undermine election integrity. That's it.
Pennsylvania Democratic Senator John Fetterman agrees.
Me, as a Democrat, I do not believe that it's unreasonable or to show ID just to vote. And I remind everybody that less than a year ago in Wisconsin, they added that to the Constitution by a 63%, passing.
Speaker Mike Johnson has a tight margin to pass the bill. Officials in Providence, Rhode Island, released new video footage this morning from the shooting at Brown University, December 13th. They say they took out the most graphic and violent images. The gunman killed 2, injured 9. America's listening to Fox News.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. You're dealing with pain. Launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4-RELIEF.
From the News 11 Information Desk, I'm Madeline Marie. Yuma Silver Spur Rodeo hosted the annual Horseman's Banquet. The banquet is put on every year to thank Silver Spur Rodeo Committee sponsors for their support. Silver Spur Rodeo says with the continued support, they are keeping Western heritage alive and growing in Yuma, Arizona. Silver Spur Rodeo would like to remind everyone that the rodeo kicks off Friday, the 13th, and runs through Sunday, the 15th. Locals across Yuma County brought their pets to Council Avenue Park over the weekend. The city of Somerton hosted Pet Palooza 2026, which took place at 9 a.m., where pet owners got the chance to get a pet license during the event. Not only that, but attendees got their pets vaccinated, met with city animal control teams and their community partners, and enjoyed food and beverages. There were also fun activities and contests for pets and owners to participate in during the annual event. Catch us on the TV side on News 11 every weekday at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. for your latest local news, weather, and sports.
What's up, Yuma, and hello, Russ Clark Show listeners. Johnny Porter here, and I just made the switch to Allo Fiber, and it's a game changer. Lightning fast speeds for streaming, working from home, and gaming. No buffering or slowed down speeds. It's time to ditch the glitch and switch to Allo Fiber.
Listen to KBLU from 8 to 9 every Monday morning till...
And Adam Hansen discuss estate planning options. Learn how you can plan your estate using a will or trust to protect your family and secure your legacy. That's Life, Death, and the Law every Monday, 8 to 9 a.m. on 560 KBLU.
There's a man in D.C. He stands 6'3".
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you at Howard Blitz.
Good morning.
He came into the studio. I opened the door for him.
Yeah, thank you.
But the cleaning, but the cleaning crew locked it.
Is that right?
Yeah, they locked it. They locked it up.
Well, they left their stuff out front though.
They're next door.
Oh, they're next door.
Yeah, so they're not. They haven't packed up yet.
Okay,
they will. They'll pack it up. They usually do this side first. They go there, but they don't even come in here because I tell them don't even worry.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't need you.
I hear you.
They get here at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
But they locked it up. So you got something going on at the Kokopah RV Golf Resort.
Yeah, the pickleball fundraiser for Special Olympics.
I'm just disappointed you're not playing.
I am too. There's no way I could play this game, but it's a fun time, and the people who do play get really excited about it. And it's all for raising funds for the Special Olympics kids. It's really a fun time. We got 2 divisions this year. This is the third one we've put on.
It's a great organization, Special Olympics.
Oh yeah,
and I've done a breakfast fundraiser for them. Emceed it probably 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And those kids, those people in that, they so want to talk. They so want to get their story out there.
Yeah.
It's you just got to be able to get them stopped
talking.
Yeah.
No, these guys are terrific, and
they love what they're doing.
We have 2 divisions this year because the oldies don't want to play the youngies.
Is that right?
So now we got the pickles, who are the younger kids, and the cucumbers.
Pickles and cucumbers. That'll work.
Men's and women's and mixed doubles. Sign up. You can sign up either by contacting Liz Hike or myself. And you can call me at 928-246-2327, or you can go to my email address, info@thefreedomlibrary.org.
All right. So pickles and cucumbers are just age groups?
Those are the age groups. And then you've got the women's doubles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Saturday, March 14th, Sunday, March 15th, over there at the Kokopah RV and Golf Resort.
Now the team registrations, $70 per team. That's pretty cheap.
That's pretty cheap. You get a T-shirt and a swag bag. You can even sponsor the event. We've got 3 sponsorships levels: an event sponsor, court sponsor, team sponsor. And when you buy a sponsorship, then you get teams automatically included. Like if you buy an event sponsor, you get to have 3 team registrations.
No.
If you sponsor at a court sponsorship level of $500, you get 2 team registrations, and you get 1 team registration when you do a team sponsorship.
As many RV parks and everything are still in town during this time, I would think they've got a lot of teams over at these parks and stuff.
Yeah, they do. And Kokopah is really heavy because they got some nice courts over there.
Do they?
They really have some nice courts.
And that's the one out by the river, right?
It's out by the river.
Yeah.
And they're very gracious. They don't even charge us to use the courts.
That's great.
I mean, that's their donation.
So they're doing their part for Special Olympics.
Yeah, That's their donation. It's terrific. We want to thank them
I used
for
to-
allowing us to do that.
I used to go out there and play golf a little bit. They have a golf course out there.
Yeah. I used to play golf too.
Yeah.
But anyway, put on your calendar March 14th, 15th. Contact us and get yourself registered because they seem to go fast, from what I understand. People register for this.
Such an
There's
interest.
people that are very serious about the
Oh
sport.
my gosh, there's such an interest.
And this is not a tournament thing. This is a fun thing.
Yeah.
This is to raise money for Special Olympics.
The
And so-
the cucumbers, the young ones, are 54 years and below.
No,
that's hilarious.
No, let's see.
Huh?
The cucumber. I thought the cucumbers.
Yeah, they're the 54 and below.
Yeah, 54 and below.
And the pickles are 55 and over.
And that's right. So
you're a pickle, man.
I've been pickled so long ago, Russ.
Is that right?
Like I said, I can't play this game. I don't know how to play. I mean, I do know how to play, but I can't.
I've
play.
seen people out there older than you playing this game.
Oh well, yeah, there probably are.
Yeah,
There probably are. Because I'm just a young punk kid.
The seniors are active.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not all of them, but I spent a lot of time with the RV parks, and and they, as they were building and getting stuff going, particularly the ones out in the foothills, and they were telling me like it's all changed. It's all changed. These seniors are active. They're riding bikes. They're doing pickleball, and I know out in the foothills during the time I was a supervisor, they were building tons of pickleball courts. Out in the foothills there. That was
well, this is one way to keep yourself active and keep yourself young.
Yeah. So you got to go solicit all these RV parks, get these guys out there to and our senior community is very generous too.
Oh yeah.
And I can't see them doing anything but supporting those guys.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
you've got like 10 flyers here. What else?
I know. I mean,
what-
well, the next big thing, and I really want to encourage the community to come out for this. If you want to learn something about our country, its history and the principles upon which this country was based, come to the National Center for Constitutional Studies, the Making of America seminar. It's going to be an all-day seminar from 8:30 or 8 to 4:30 on Saturday, February 28th, over here at the Trinity United Methodist Church. It only costs $40. And
that's-
$40 gets you lunch and snacks, a 250th anniversary edition of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution book.
They didn't update it though. Did they?
They didn't
left
update
it the same.
They didn't know it's the same written. Just got a different front cover.
Okay,
Celebrate
good.
250.
All right, I'll take that.
But no, we haven't changed that. Either document. But this is going to be a fun time because you're going to learn about developing America's great success formula. You're going to learn about what Jefferson and Adams and all these guys learned, the principles to develop a free nation the first time in modern times.
Is it really 250 years? It seems like that not that long ago. It was 1976.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
How time flies when you're having fun.
That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
I have a feeling this one's going to be bigger.
I think so. You're going to learn all the political and economic principles that these guys learned. And basically, you're going to probably find out that every issue that we face today could be remedied if we would just go back to these principles.
Oh, I wholeheartedly believe that.
We have drifted so far from the principles elicited in these documents, and this is why we're having a lot of issues today. So, 40, but like I said, it's $20 for kids. So if you want to bring your kids, age 12 to 17, they're more than welcome.
It'd be great for a kid to go to this.
Yep.
Tell me about Earl Taylor, the instructor.
Earl Taylor, he was one of the Freedom Library's very first speakers back in 1996, 30 years ago.
Wow. So he's got experience.
Yeah. And he's been associated with the National Center for Constitutional Studies all that time, probably before. But he's gonna provide quite an informational activity here that I really believe that everybody's going to get something out of it.
Right.
We'd like to have we'd like to have at least, around 50 people if we can, maybe even more. I don't know how many people can fit in Morris Hall over there, but I think my wife told me about 100.
I think you can get 100 in there.
Yeah.
That's where the tables are for lunch, dinner, all that.
Right.
Yeah, there's probably 15, 20 tables in there for 10 apiece.
Yeah.
You can get 100 easy.
Easy, yeah. So
we used to have 100 in there. I would go to some food classes over there.
Yeah. So anyway, February 28th, 8 to 4:30. Just register, call me again, 928-246-2327 or info@thefreedomlibrary.org.
So plan on spending the day. Is there a test afterwards?
I'm sorry?
Is there a test? You're gonna be test? No.
No test. This is gonna be a fun learning experience.
Questions, answers, that kind of stuff.
Yep. All that. It's all gonna be
participation.
Participation. All of it. It's gonna be a terrific event.
It's a nice room. I think it'll work out well.
And then this Wednesday, 2 days from now, we got a takeover at the Round Table. So come on down from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So anytime there, Round Table.
Round Table's still putting up with you.
It's still putting up with me.
Okay.
Chris has been so generous.
Yeah.
Thank you. She's terrific. And so come on down. We're just raising money for our scholarship program.
And they're going to contribute a portion of the sales right to the Freedom Library, which you put right into the scholarship program.
That's what we do.
You've given away 100,000 plus now.
Yeah. Yeah. About 130.
Oh man.
Over the 30 years. We've been doing this for 30 years. We got our 2 classes, very robust classes. Lots of great discussion going on right now.
So, but when you go in, just mention you're with the Freedom Library.
Correct.
It'll probably be easy to figure out because you'll have people there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot.
You'll be helping serve pizzas, right?
Absolutely. No, I just eat the pizza.
Yeah, I know you do.
We got another takeover the following month over to El Charro.
Oh, I like El Charro too, man.
Yeah, so
You're
March 11th.
Me have to go out.
Yeah,
Howard.
Yeah, March 11th.
So we go right from pizza to Mexican food the next.
Well, the following month we give you a 4-week break
to take a break. Try to exercise a little bit, get your weight back down.
That's right. So you can put it back on.
Get back on. Going back out there. And this is for dine-in to go or delivery?
Yeah, all of it. Dine-in to go, deliver.
I didn't even notice that on the Round Table, but yeah.
Yeah, the Round Table does the same thing.
You could sit on your couch and say, bring it to me.
That's right.
I don't know if that means Howard shows up, but...
No. Howard doesn't do anything.
No, you don't do that?
No, I don't do that.
And same thing, they contribute a portion.
Yeah, they do. It's all the funds that we raise for the Freedom Library go to the scholarship program that we have going on.
Yeah, Church for the City is a sponsor for your program?
Yeah, well, they've been a sponsor for us throughout the years, and we appreciate their support.
I guess I knew APS has been.
APS has been. Human Insurance has been a long time sponsor.
Yeah, Air Central. Has Jesse been on that long? I didn't.
Yeah, Air Central, AC Air Central, Heating and Cooling has supported us big time over the years,
and
so we appreciate all of these people, even the grocery outlet.
Yeah, Green Tree.
Gotta
mention Robert
outlet,
over there.
Yep.
And middle school MBA. I don't know what that is.
Middle school MBA is out of Georgia, believe it or not.
And they sponsor.
Yeah, John Foster there. He has given us all kinds of educational material that we really can't. I mean, you couldn't afford to buy it.
Okay.
And so he's given it to us so that we can share it with the kids here, the kids and the adults, because we, in both of our classes now and for the last 30 years, it's always been like a half and half. We've had adults and then we've had students from age 14 and up.
You need somebody that can learn. That's why you bring the students in. The adults, they get,
they need to learn too. Everybody needs to learn. I learned every time we put this on. I learned something new.
You're an oddball, Howard.
Well, I've been told that.
But when was your first year with the Freedom Library?
1996.
1996.
Yeah, we're celebrating 30 years. Yeah. And in honor of that, we're having a book sale all year long. We're discounting books.
Because you are a library.
We're a library.
Yeah, and you get donations. People drop off books.
Oh, yeah.
And you get duplicates, so you sell some off and you loan books out like a
You
library.
loan books? We just do everything like a library. We have a computer there if you want to use the computer to make copies. People come in, want to make copies.
Now, when are you open, really?
Well, that's a good question.
when you see his car out front.
Yeah, when you see my car, it's better to call ahead of time because sometimes I'm not there.
All right.
I do have to go out. But
and you're still in the building where the Yuma Sun is.
With the Yuma Sun is. We've been there now 8 years.
It's been a good location.
Yeah, it's been a great location. I thank the Yuma Sun for allowing us to be there. They support us tremendously. So can't say enough about them either. So we've had good support throughout the community, and we thank the community of Yuma and people around the country.
You have a separate entrance, though. Don't go in the front door. Go in the side door.
Well, it's the north end door.
North end door.
The one next door to Rural Metro.
Okay. On that side.
We're at the north end of the Yuma.
Your car's down there anyway. If anybody knows your car, that's where it's parked.
Exactly.
I drive right by it because I'm right down the street.
Yeah, you're down the street from
it. And I drive by and I say, Howard's in today.
When you don't see my car there, obviously I'm not there. But no, we truly appreciate all the support. We really do from everybody.
It says come to the Freedom Library anytime between the hours 9 a.m. and 5. Call.
But call first because just to make sure is right.
He may have an issue, has to run out, and you're kind of a one-man band.
I'm a one-man band.
Right.
Yeah, but
all used paperbacks 30 cents.
Yep.
Used hardbacks $1. And some of these, that's you've got a lot of nice books in there.
We do. And we got brand new books. We got brand new books. And those are being offered at a third of the price of the listed price on the shelf. We've got brand new books that are listed on the shelf.
And when people donate books, they
just drop them off.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be politically oriented or constitutionally oriented.
We've got novels. We've got nonfiction. Fiction, everything. You got it.
Wow.
But you know what we don't have?
What's that?
Somebody called. I think it was last week or so. Do you have any comic books? I said,
"Well, were they a collector?"
I guess. And I should have sent him over to Mike Shelton. He has a collection of comic books.
All right.
But we don't have any of those.
Well, that's all your flyers. And have you got time for a few more questions?
Sure.
Because I wanted.
Is this a test?
No. No, not a test.
No test.
I want to talk about higher education a little bit. And I read an interesting article this morning. So I said, well, Howard will be in. I'll ask him about it. The Trump's new big, beautiful bill changed some things in education. But I guess I wasn't aware of everything that was in the big, beautiful bill.
I'm not aware of either.
And I think this is probably going to be a good thing. He put a limit on federal student loans. Apparently there wasn't a limit before, but there's a lifetime limit now. And I'm sure you've heard stories. I've heard stories of people that just get these student loans and get buried by them because student loans really opened up. When I went to college, there were student loans. We had to go through a bank, and you could only get tuition and books, and that's it. That's all you could get. And it was a bank, but it was guaranteed by the U.S. government. But the bank did the paperwork. Obama changed all that.
Mm-hmm.
He opened it up, and he opened up the money as well. Well, you have to eat, you have to have a car, you have to have place to live and all that. So it's unlimited. You just go nuts. And it did. It's like, $1.3 trillion out there. Some people have really hurt themselves. He's put a limit on it, but I was surprised by the limit. It's $257,500. That's a lot of education.
How much was that again?
$257,500. Well, I thought, well, put a limit, you're going to really squeeze them. I don't know who's ever made that limit. I mean,
how'd they come up with 257,000? Why isn't it 260 or 255?
I don't think that cap, and this article is about the cap is going to change some things in education, and I don't think that cap's going to affect most does it cost that much to go to a university?
I don't know. Could be.
I mean, I thought $50,000 a year would be real high.
That might be the tuition only.
I don't think it is. It doesn't say that they changed that you still can borrow enough, but I've known so many people got themselves in bad trouble.
Oh, yeah.
They spent 2 or 3 years of goofing around in college, not going anywhere, dropping out, and got a bill for life that's just immense. You know, it's just too bad. It's a sad story, and
this is one of the principles that we've lost sight of.
Yeah,
we were talking about principles, and that's why I encourage people to come to our February 28th event, the Making of America seminar, because we've lost sight of what's in the United States Constitution. I do when it comes to government, especially the federal government, because that's what the U.S. Constitution was addressing, the limits of power that the U.S. government can have. Okay, and there's nowhere in there where it has anything about education, any type of education,
or writing checks for education. That's just
that's what I'm saying. And every administration that comes in, and they've tried. I mean, going back to Ronald Reagan, he tried to eliminate the Department of Education. Well, that didn't happen, and it's still not happening.
Well, no, it's been reduced greatly as far as, but they can't eliminate it. That has to be done by Congress.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's going to be an attempt. You know, once they get it pared down.
I don't know,
but I don't know.
I don't have a lot of faith in that. You got to have a change in attitude. You have to have a change in attitude towards government, number one, and understanding the U.S. Constitution, number two. The U.S. Constitution was designed specifically to limit and restrict the federal government, not the people.
Right.
So,
well, I think
until that gets in the mindset of people, nothing's going to change.
I think he's going to try, but you're right. There's going to be so much pushback. Well, the kids aren't going to get an education if you eliminate that office. That office does nothing for the kids.
Well, it's not a question of what it does. I don't know what it does for them, to be honest with you. I'm not. I just know what's in the U.S. Constitution, and there's nothing in there that allows the U.S. federal government to support financially or otherwise the U.S. education in this country.
Well,
that's supposed to be a local deal.
Somebody should tell the state of Arizona, because it's over half the state's budget.
Is that right? Yeah.
Education's over half of the state's budget.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're alone. Well, they say it's going to spur changes, which I don't know how that's going to happen from this, but I believe this change is happening. They're calling it the rise of uncollege. And what they're calling uncollege is seeking a 2-year degree or technical degrees over a 4-year college. I think that has been happening. We've been seeing more and more of that. And these numbers support it. Last fall, the community college enrollment rose 3% from the prior academic year, compared to 1.4% increase at 4-year colleges. So there seems to be maybe a push to that. They think that the student loan debt and the ballooning college cost, and which is amazing to me, is going to change and make people rethink. There's a lot of great opportunities out there that don't necessarily mean you have to start off with a degree, short of engineering or something.
But that's unrelated to whether or not the U.S. government should be spending money on that. Okay, what you want to, what type of education an individual wants, that's up to the individual.
Yeah,
there's opportunities galore of all kinds of different types of education. Okay.
Yes.
So you pick and choose what you'd like to, what kind of an education you'd like to have. That's great. The question is, how is it going to get paid for? Well, like anything else, if you want something, then you have to pay for it.
You find a way.
Yeah.
You find a way.
And it'd probably be a lot less expensive too.
I went to a state college, which was cheaper, in-state. A lot of the kids, they want to go out of state and go to big schools, and and I understand.
That's fine too.
I understand, but that's
not the issue. The issue is who pays for it.
Yeah, mom and dad.
And again, going back to the U.S. Constitution, anytime we want government to do anything for us, pay for something, we need to be looking at the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah.
Is that authorized? If it is, then fine. But if it's not, then it's not fine for us to be breaking that Constitution. Otherwise, let's change the Constitution. And there's a way to do that. We can change the Constitution if we want.
Yes.
There is a method.
Yes.
But there's a slow method.
It's
you have to
hard
get
and-
all the states involved in changing
And
the
I
Constitution.
think that's got to be intentional. I mean, that it's got to be, it's not an easy process.
Yeah.
It's not like writing an executive order.
No.
I mean, it takes some convincing.
And
some work.
it's not like just passing a law. Just because Congress passes a law doesn't mean it's a valid law.
No, that can get challenged.
It's the law has to be in pursuance to the Constitution. It has to follow the Constitution. If it's a law passed by Congress, just because they pass it and it doesn't follow the Constitution, then it's an invalid law. It's a non-law. There's no enforcement involved. Or there shouldn't be anyway.
Well, there shouldn't be, but there is.
Yeah.
But it can be challenged, and the courts can match the constitutionality of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully they do. But they say that this uncollege is going to be bigger.
I don't even
this
know
year.
why that word. I don't even understand why somebody came up with.
I don't know.
Uncollege.
I don't know.
Education is education.
I never heard of it.
There's there's so many different forms of education. It's not necessarily sitting in a classroom, learning something. I mean, it's a form of education, but God, there's so many different types.
Well, this is talking the rise of skilled tradespeople like nursing, manufacturing, construction, and that research they're looking at is showing there's a boom in that because there's such a big need.
Sure.
And AI out there is making a difference too, in that some of the technical jobs are being really pushed out by AI. It's happening at that end, research and technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I know AI right now, lawyers, if you ever go in a lawyer's office, they have rows and rows of books they have to go through to find case law and all that. Now they can look at their phone and just ask their phone for case law regarding this incident, and it'll pop everything up in seconds instead of days of going through books looking for case law. I'm sure the older lawyers will say, yeah, but that's not real. You need to go to the books. Okay, go. But that's not going to be the future.
No, that's not going to be the futures.
Yeah, no,
It reminded. What was the name of the movie with Rod Taylor? He goes into the future. I don't know, 10,000 years or something like that. And it was in the rings. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I don't.
It was in the rings. Well, that's kind of like it's in the cloud.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's in the ring.
All this information. Yeah, you won't need it. So therefore, the Freedom Library and all libraries may be eliminated. I don't know.
It's hard to say, but when
they won't have books, they'll just have stuff in the cloud or in the rings or something.
When the library bond was passed 20 years ago, I think it was 20 years ago, maybe I was against it. It was a $70 million, and I was against it because I was against not the money. It wasn't that. It was I didn't like the fact they were building these great big huge libraries for books and all that. And I said, you're not going to be able to fill them in the long run because it won't be a need. It won't, why are you doing that? Why don't you build more like the Martin Luther King Jr. Center out in these areas where kids can go to get have that help and have that. And we should have, I'd rather have 10 of those than this one great big library out by the Catholic high school. And of course, Monsignor O'Keefe and others take me to task over that. And the thing won, and it got built. And since then, a lot of the books are gone, and they're replacing it with DVDs or other things and all that because it's more digital. And the computer rooms are growing, but they knew it was coming anyway. They knew it, and they still built this great big, huge building to support.
And maybe that's what libraries will be. Instead of books, it'll just have rooms for AI and technological stuff, computer stuff.
Right.
So you'll just sit in the room and listen or visualize, that kind of thing.
But there's people that like walking down the rows of the books and looking at them, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It is, but not the kids. I mean, the groups, they just want the information.
Yeah.
They do. And that's in books too. Books are fine.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting at the Martin Luther King Jr. Student Center, there's no reason you can't have all that too.
Yeah.
And if you want a book, it can be delivered. In fact, at the library, if you want a book that they don't have, they will bring it in for free and let you read it, and you give it back to them. It could come out of New England. They'll ship it at FedEx, and your tax dollars pay for all that, and then you get to read the book and say you like it, don't like it, whatever, but just return it on time so you don't get fined.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I thought, it's going to change so much, and it's coming so quickly.
It is.
And it has changed. And don't get me wrong, the library's got great rooms to rent. They've got all that stuff. I'm nothing against all that.
Nope.
I would have done it differently, but that's why
I
didn't have a vote.
Yeah. It just depends on who should be paying for what, I mean, what's the responsibility of county government? What's the responsibility of city government?
Sure.
What's the responsibility of state government?
That's all spelled out.
Yeah.
And county government's a part of state government. It's actually, they handle mostly state government type issues, in the individual counties. And of course, things like libraries go under county budgets and all that stuff. But people vote on it, and they could have voted not to get a $70 million.
That's right.
They did vote on it. And they said, yeah, we want that $70 million because we want this huge library. And the original plan was to close the library, the old one, which I said, well, we might as well leave it open, which means it's staffing, it's more tax dollars. And I said, you guys are blowing budgets, man. And they said, oh, no, it'll be fine. No, it went up. I watched it. Well, you had to. It has an electric bill.
Well,
it has staffing and all that, and it just kept growing.
Mm-hmm.
I read a story on plastic surgery, and something that's been going on in our communities is this youth gender surgery, which I think has been horrible, but there's a lot of different, I guess it's one of those anger issues you go fight over. Major medical groups, one of the largest, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, with Bob Basu, who is the doctor and president of that. He says it's time for his organization to speak up and raise caution about the irreversible nature of these procedures. Based on what we see today, we cannot endorse gender-related surgical intervention in minors and adolescent patients, given the uncertainty that we've discovered. And therefore, we recommend deferral of surgery treatment once a patient is an adult, which they say is 19 years old, recommending that surgeons delay all chest, genital, face gender surgeries until patients reach at least 19, because their research has shown that the surgeries didn't do anything for the state of mind and all that other stuff that they said it would save lives and all that. Just hasn't happened.
But the question that's never asked is who's to pay for this?
Well,
whether you want the surgery or not, that's not the issue. That really isn't the issue. If you want something, because you have a right to pursue happiness, everybody does.
Sure.
But if you want it, then you, the individual, has to pay for it or find out a way to pay for it. But it's not the responsibility of, as far as I can tell, of any level of government for something like this. For so many things, this is the problem we have in this country. We rely on government, and I don't know, is government paying for this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is the problem. We rely so much on government that you have to expect taxes to go up.
Right.
It has to go up.
Right.
Because nothing is free in this world. And this is nobody asks that question. Okay, is it the responsibility of the federal government, the state government, the county government, the city government? Whose responsibility is it? Well, it's, as far as I can tell, as far as I've read anywhere, nowhere is it authorized, at least at the federal government level or even the state government level, in the constitutions to authorize the state or the federal government to pay for something.
We've had elected officials just love this thing that start putting it into the military and start putting it into forcing insurance companies to cover it and putting the government subsidies. California,
again,
pushing it for anybody that wants to come to California.
It's going back to the reliance
but then
on
the
government.
Taxpayers are paying for it. And I can't believe they keep electing these guys.
Yeah,
but they do.
Well,
so something else that caused, when he went through a lot of the rationale and the terrible outcomes, but something recently So it was a.
But that's the responsibility of the individual.
It should.
I'm not questioning whether or not the individual shouldn't do something. That's not anybody's business but the person involved. It's who's going to pay for this.
I'm not going to disagree with any of that, with the exception of children, which are supposed to be protected, and I think we should
but there'd be a whole different attitude.
Yeah,
if we didn't run to the government.
If it wasn't free, yeah.
Well, it's not free.
Well, free to them.
Yeah,
but the announcement comes out right after there was a landmark medical malpractice suit.
Mm-hmm.
The jury ruled in favor of a former transgender teen who sued the medical professionals because she underwent a double mastectomy at 16 while experiencing gender dysphoria, and now she changed her mind. She felt pushed and guided, like, oh, it's wonderful for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she sued and got big money out of it. And I think those suits are just, they're gonna keep coming now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this plastic surgeon, American Society of Plastic Surgeon, probably that helped him as much as anything.
Yeah.
To say, we've been hurting kids and it's time to not do this. We're not going to approve it anymore. But that's just one group. I'm sure you can get it, and there's still government money paying for it.
I know.
It's
and that's the real issue. Our attitude is that we rely on government for everything, and government at any level is not a cure-all for anybody's life.
They tend to find ways to, and I'm talking politicians and people in power, find ways to corral money and put it into the projects they think that we would be better off with more. When that happens with the illegal immigrants, we'll just start spending so much money on them, giving them money, putting them in hotels that people will want to come to America illegal. And then we'll make it so they can come across the border and break our laws, and we'll say, it's okay, you get a pass. And we wondered why.
That's a whole different other topic.
No, I know you don't believe in borders, but which would be fine too if we didn't believe in borders. But say you walk in here, you don't get a dime.
Well, Americans shouldn't be getting a dime. That's our problem.
Yeah.
We don't want to. Americans are receiving welfare themselves from the government, and I guess they just don't want to share that welfare. Well, it works both ways. You cannot accept government welfare and then say, no, you can't have it over there. I mean, either everybody's going to have it or nobody's going to have it.
I think in Minneapolis, everyone had it.
Yeah, well, but there's no authorization in the U.S. Constitution for that.
No.
If we would just stop the welfare, well, you don't see any politician that I can see that's putting forth bills to get rid of the welfare system in the state.
They're not enough to notice. I mean, there have been some, and the big beautiful bill had some, and there were some.
Well, but
it
doesn't get passed.
Yeah, it did. The big beautiful bill got passed.
Yeah, well, but we still got government welfare.
Oh gosh,
we still have a welfare state.
Oh, there's so much more to be done. Something's interesting, and I saw a special on this the other day that politicians, and it showed politicians from 10 years ago, where all the Democrats were saying, we're overspending, we need to cut. We can't have these crazy deals now. The same politicians today are saying, Trump can't cut it. Trump can't, we're not allowed to cut this. This is terrible to cut this. It's amazing. And the hypocrisy doesn't mean anything. And I guess it depends on them on who's in power and who's spending the money and where's the money, going, which it shouldn't be. You're right. It should be back to the Constitution.
Well, come February 28th and you'll learn more.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
February 28th.
Why? What's February 28th?
That's our Making of America song.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I need to go to that one.
You do. You and everybody.
I do need to go to that one.
To learn about
Let me take a quick break, and we'll be back. AM 560.
Hey, y'all. Mark your calendar and get ready to experience the flavors and fun of New Orleans right here in Yuma. Fort Yuma Rotary, along with Alexander Toyota, Burgers and Beer, and Carnes Law, proudly presents Mardi Gras on Main. Friday, February 13th from 5 to 11 p.m. in historic downtown Yuma. Enjoy live entertainment by Eric Sage's Ultimate Rock Show, tons of vendors, and a special kids area. All at a free, family-friendly event. So grab your beads, dress in your best Mardi Gras fashion, and come celebrate Mardi Gras on Main. All proceeds support Fort Yuma Rotary's community projects.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
This is as real as it gets. Get up, get kids up, feed the dog, feed the kids, out the door, work, pick up kids, dinner, bath, bed, repeat. You strive all day to make life better for them. So why not make life better for you? Get strive-free checking at Avenir Financial. No frills, no fuss, no monthly fee. Open a strive-free checking today at avenirfinancial.org. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Beautiful day today with 86. The high this afternoon with sunshine. A few clouds and 53 tonight. Increasing clouds on Tuesday with a high of 80. 57 Tuesday night. Cloudy and cooler on Wednesday with a high of 75.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
There's a man in D.C. He stands 6'3". He's fighting for you. He's fighting for me.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Howard's with me.
Hi, how are you?
Howard Blitz with the Freedom Library and a lot of information about the Constitution, how the government should be.
That's right. Well, that's what these guys tried to do. You know, they tried to make a more perfect union, as they said. And
well, somebody had to write the rules.
That's it.
And
you know, they understood the principles. They saw they were enlightened people, and that's what you're going to find out at our Making of America seminar,
right,
on the 28th of February.
And laws to protect communities, protect borders, are good for us. No,
well, government has only one purpose.
Okay,
and it's stated very succinctly in the Declaration of Independence: to secure, protect our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And that would include taking a criminal off street that's going to take your life.
Well, yeah, that's
Okay.
the whole point of government, is
right.
to only interfere when someone is
Somebody's
utilizing force on somebody else.
Somebody
It's kind of
carjacks
like the
you.
referee in the football game.
Right. Somebody carjacks you. That's government steps in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or somebody cheats you in business. Or
Yeah,
something like
because those are the laws that are part of nature.
But we need to enforce. I mean, we haven't been enforcing those lately.
No, because we're too busy enforcing laws that we shouldn't be.
I don't think that's
I-
it. They're
no, I
writing.
think that is it. That's
Well,
just it.
California said if you shoplift under $950, we're not going to bother going after you. Of
Well,
course, that's been
no,
a fiasco.
that's-
They had to take that back. They had to change it.
Those kind of laws are the ones that government needs to be enforcing.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I say it wasn't because they were
why?
too.
Because somebody is utilizing force, initiating force. Fraud is force. Murder's force. You know, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, but enforcing somebody and taking him into jail because he ingested a drug into his system, how is that hurting me? How is that hurting anybody?
Well,
now if he goes the next step and steals from you, that's what he should be arrested for.
A lot of that ends up happening, but that's not. I know what you're saying. That you're for not having any of the prohibition on any of the drugs, just like no prohibition on alcohol.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, at least
because it used to be that. And believe it or not, it used to be that.
I know they talk about laudanum and stuff in a lot of novels that I was drinking laudanum, which is opium.
Yeah,
and that was part of it. But
you you probably had a pretty good idea that it was pretty clean stuff. Now, once you make it illegal, everything goes underground. So now it becomes the black market.
Well, that's what they said about marijuana. And I went to Denver, or not to Denver. It was I went to Colorado, a small town in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
After they had their law in place for a couple of years, and asked them how that was working.
Mm-hmm.
It actually increased the illegal activity because there was cover. Like it was no longer illegal on the street. So I said, well, don't the cartels hate that you can sell it legally? Oh, on the contrary, they're so happy because now they can go out there and undercut, sell it so cheap, and yet you catch somebody with marijuana. Well, it's legal now. I can't do anything, no matter where you got it. So it actually created, making it legal created a lot more traffic and a lot more illegal activity. Actually, selling it out of the trunk of a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think you eliminate a lot of the crime involved with it once you make it legal. Actually, it was legal at one time. It's making it re-legalizing is how we should put it, because it used to be legal.
It's still illegal to traffic it illegal, get around the taxes and get around, the marijuana.
We don't want more taxes. We want less tax.
I don't like taxes either, but we have to be fair. If one's taxed, you can't say.
Well, then get rid of, instead of adding more, get rid of the existing stuff. Then
no problem. And until that happens, everything should be equal. And I used to argue with John McCain on that, on taxes, because he thought, well, the internet's not taxed like Amazon and all that, and we should have at least one place they can go where they don't get taxes. But I'm running a store downtown. I was running all the Napa stores.
Eliminate the tax on the store downtown.
And they're making me collect 10%.
Yeah.
I got to collect 10%. And if they buy it on Amazon, they collect 0.
That's right.
And that's fair? No,
that's why you should take
fair.
That's why you should take the tax off of the store downtown instead of adding another tax.
That would have made me happy, but he wasn't willing to do that. That was ridiculous. But it would, and of course,
I can't help that.
Of course, they eventually did tax the Amazon because they're politicians.
We always go the wrong way. That's why we have the issues we have today.
I prefer tax cuts.
I prefer spending cuts. Then you'll get tax cuts.
You're exactly right, and that's what,
because every dollar that government spends is a tax.
And you would think that every politician would be, yes, me too.
No, this is all about power now. Okay, now
I know.
The economics. We can explain the economics.
But how are we going to get there? I mean, we've got to hold these guys' feet to the fire.
Well, you got to change the attitude of people.
Yeah,
and that's what the Freedom Library is all about. That's what this National Center for Constitutional.
I told you off air that the right now the people in power, the Republicans, and Trump wants to cut a lot of stuff that's just ridiculous, and he has cut a lot, but a fraction of what should be cut so far. And the Democrats say, no, you're killing people, you're starving babies, all this other stuff. And but 10 years ago, they were all over the place. We need to cut. Barack Obama, all of them we need to cut. They were spending money ridiculously and all that. It ends up all being rhetoric. And now
it is, because we got a debt that's going up.
They don't care,
mile high, and
they don't care.
It's going to break us. It's literally going to break us.
They don't care, and we tend to go the wrong way. Let's talk about voting for a minute. We've had a lot of controversy about voting, and the federal government has a set of policies for voting for federal office. The states can do whatever states want to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to federal, you got to follow the federal law, and they've been looking to put in a federal ID. That's called the SAVE Act, and they're pushing for safeguard American voter eligibility by saying just photo ID, like anything, driver's license, passport, whatever you got, photo ID, which everybody has, because we live in a society that you can't do anything without it.
Yeah.
You can't drive a car, you can't get a library book, can't do anything without a photo ID.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying let's do the SAVE Act now. Amazingly, when Pew Research polled everybody in the nation, and they broke it down by party, Republicans were 95% in favor of the SAVE Act, just say voter ID, pretty simple. Amazingly, the Democrats were 74% in favor of it. And the independents were somewhere in the middle, but the aggregate was 84% of the U.S. population says, yes, we need voter ID for voting. And yet, the people in power on the Democrat side, and it's very partisan, it's Republican versus Democrats. The Democrat says no, because that's Jim Crow. That's terrible. We can't ask for ID. It's not fair. And all it does is make my vote count because I know it's secure and there's a voter integrity. And there's been so many questions about voter integrity that some people think it's all wrong, and some people think it's the cleanest elections ever in the history of mankind because we don't take voter ID, and some states don't. And in Minnesota, they just passed a law, I think last year. And it was a law that had a lot of voting rules in it. But one of the rules in there that probably got overlooked was if you don't have any ID at all, you can have a neighbor come in and vouch for, I know who this guy is, and you don't have to show him anything. And you can register to vote right then. And a neighbor can take in as many as 8 people. You can pick up 8 people, take them in, and sign for these 8 people that they're eligible to vote. And no questions asked. They get to fill out the form to register, and they can vote same day, which is,
wow.
Believe it or not, it leaves it open to the possibility of maybe fraud. I mean, I don't know if anyone's thinking about that, but that could happen.
Yeah.
You could load it up all you wanted to if you got a bunch of people that had less morals than you.
Well, to complete a voter registration form today, I guess you don't need a photo ID. You just say.
It depends on the state.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm sure every state's got its own different laws.
Yeah, they do on that. But the feds have a law that I think you don't need a voter ID for Fed. And we struggled with that in Arizona for a while because they had to print out separate ballots just for feds, for those people that wanted to vote for the Fed and didn't want to show an ID. You could get a separate ballot. I think that's gone now. I think somehow the courts ruled that they need to follow Arizona laws, which is you need
I was
to
just
show
going
an
to
ID.
say, here in Arizona, we vote federal, state. It's all on the
one.
same,
well,
on the
yeah,
same ballot.
but those people that only had a federal voting registration,
Yeah.
they could only
Which
vote
would be
for the Fed.
like a Washington, would that be Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, anything for Senate, House, President.
Yeah, but the territory, since D.C.'s a territory, they're only going to have federal elections, right? They don't have.
I think they have a mayor, so I don't think that's a federal job. That's a local.
Okay.
It's territorial, but it's not. It's still a mayor.
Yeah.
Of it.
But would that be a separate
But
ballot, or would it be on the same ballot as?
But right now, they're calling this Jim Crow to bring in integrity, the same as slavery, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they will shut the government down if you try to pass it. We won't pass it, and we'll filibuster, and we'll block all the spending, which has gotten to the point of absurdity, and we forget why we're there.
Yeah.
And I would like to see our voting to have so much integrity that no one questions the results.
Yeah,
and that they're done immediately.
Well, I think it used to be that way.
It did. It did. And then we started bringing in early voting, and we started bringing in mail-in voting and all the other stuff. And then things started getting weird where precincts had more people voting than population. I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, it was absentee voting. It was for those people that, specifically
Military.
for the military.
Yeah, that's where it started.
And that's how it got started.
Yeah, it got started, and everybody says, well, why not me? I don't really want to get out of bed on that day. I'd like to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, neighbors started picking it up. And I remember one time I was downtown watching the votes come in, and I see the sheriffs coming in because there's a chain of custody, and the sheriffs are bringing in from the precincts.
Mm.
And then somebody pulls up in a Pontiac, opens up the trunk, and they have hundreds and hundreds of ballots they picked up from people with no chain of custody.
Wow.
And that's all was legal.
Wow.
All was legal. And I was like, and then we get stories of, from federal marshals that went down and interviewed people that, people were steaming them open, making them up stuff, changing the votes out, happening here in Yuma.
Yeah.
And then you get some parties that'll go out and say, no, this is the cleanest, best ever. And then other ones say, well, what about all the fraud?
Yeah.
That's why they just raided Georgia, because a lot of whistleblowers said, here's where you'll find it. Like there were 300 vote ballots that Georgia actually claimed we didn't follow the rules and we didn't certify them.
Yeah. Well, it's all
And the
about-
feds just went in and got them.
Yeah.
They're going to take a look. And they're going to match the machine count to the paper count. And they're trying everything they can to block it. Don't look. We'll see. We're out of time, Howard. We got to go.
We got to go.
I appreciate you coming in.
All right. Thank you for having me.
And I'll mention
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir, for all you do.
Take care.
We'll be back tomorrow, AM 560, KBLU.
There's a man in D.C. He stands 6'3". He's fighting for you. He's fighting for me. He'll drain that old swamp.
This is News Talk 560
Just like you
KBLU,
said.
Yuma.
He'll make America great again. So get on that Trump train.